Hey everyone, it is Becky from the Halfie Project. I just wanted to leave a quick note before this episode to introduce to you our next guest. She goes by the moniker Korean Lady, and she'll be joining us for a couple of episodes. So make sure you keep tuning in. And also, another note, you probably will hear a lot of meowing in the background of this next episode, and that would be due to my cat Chanel. So very sorry about that. Just ignore it and enjoy. Yeah, because it's funny to see you.
Why?
I don't know, with your
with my
sunglasses.
Sunglasses?
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, thanks.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Halfie Project podcast. My name is Becky, and usually we have the co-host, Cedric Sky City, but today we have invited a special guest. This is Korean Lady, Kayoung. Woo!
Hi, this is me.
This is Korean Lady. I'll link some more information to her social media. If you want to see what else she's up to, you can check that in the video below. You can speak in Korean too, by the way, if you want to.
Oh, sure.
Like kind of how we usually just English, Korean, you know.
Yeah, both are comfortable with myself.
We are both speaking a form of Konglish, right? Kind of Konglish in a different sense of the definition.
Right.
We'll talk about that. That's actually what our topic is today.
Korean language these days is contained with a pure Korean, Chinese, and Konglish. We cannot discuss Korean language without Konglish anymore because we adopted after I think World War. American militaries started coming here to. You guys helped us,
hosted in Korea.
Yeah, so it's I think we started kind of adopting English words and so quickly, and then now it's part of what we.
It's part of the regular language.
I think so,
daily language.
Right, nowadays it's just part of it. We cannot separate them. In languages anymore, so
it's kind of like it is using English. There are some English terms that we use just with a Korean pronunciation.
Yes.
Right? Like studio, camera, right? Banana, right? But I want to create a separation though between English words spoken with the Korean pronunciation that everyone knows what the meaning is versus Konglish. Because Konglish words, it may be a kind of we take an English word and we use it to maybe mean something slightly different. Or it has an English sounding or English foundation, but it's not used in English-speaking countries.
Oh, yes, there are some of it, yes. Social media is one of them. We call it SNS.
That's a good point.
Social networking service.
Yeah.
It's an abbreviation of that, and we call just SNS regularly, SNS 하세요? Do you do SNS? You know, and then people from different country when they come here for the first time and it seemed they didn't understand. Oh yes, this is a Korean term, Konglish, and this is actually. And then I explain it, and then oh, that makes sense. That's the kind of
That's always how it goes, right? With the Konglish.
Yes.
I mean, there's a basic understanding. If you speak English, I think there's a basic you can grasp. Why you use that word. But if you just heard it for the first time, you might not piece it together.
Yes.
Why you use that, for example, right?
In English, warranty.
Warranty. Okay.
And we use it as after service, after service.
Oh, yeah.
AS. It's whenever you get something, for example, electronics, we use sometimes, if it's not working, you need to get fixed, and then you just bring it to the store.
A service center, right?
Yeah. And then it's called warranty in English, but it's called after service in Korean pronunciation, after service. SKINSHIP, right?
SKINSHIP, that was an example I was going to bring up.
Oh.
Yeah. Go first. You go first.
이거 있잖아. 이렇게 내가 만약에 베키를 if I touch her, hey, this is
that's skinship.
Yeah, skinship means
skin relationship.
Yeah.
Right? Is that where the ship is coming from?
Ship, yeah.
Kind of like relationship.
Skinship, and the skin, this is skin, right?
Right.
Skin.
Skinship.
In Korean, skin is used as a facial Korean people's
skincare.
Beauty
skincare, yeah.
Right. There's an expression like skinship 좋아해? Like, do you like skinship? Like, do you like physical contact?
Everyone has their personal,
like
what they're comfortable with.
Right. I think it shows like kind of intimacy with like between.
It is a way, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the way
to create that closeness. I wanted to bring up something today I saw at the recording studio. Because this morning I said I did the 녹음. So in the script, it's talking about like eco-friendly. So we have eco-friendly, necessary eco.
Eco.
Well, let me break it down. So there was eco-friendly. We know the term eco-friendly. And then in Korean it said 필환경, like necessary eco.
필.
Right? And then it said 힙환경. 힙환경, which is like a new Konglish. So like it's like hip eco.
HIP? Hip?
Yeah, hip eco, like cool eco. So like to break it down, we needed to be eco-friendly. 친환경, like we need to take care of the environment. So everyone knows eco-friendly term.
친 means like intimate, like
exactly. Yes, and then we had 필환경, which is like necessarily environmental focused. Now they're saying businesses and companies are 힙환경. Hip, like hip and happening, cool hip environment. You get what I mean?
이 장소 되게 힙하다. This place is very
hip. This place
hip.
is so cool. 힙하다, 힙해.
Right? 힙한 거 되게 좋다. So like hip is kind of a good word.
Hip is Konglish too.
진짜? 영어 아니야?
그러지 않아? 영어인데 but we use it all the time here in Korea. Like, this place is hip or 힙한
or like a
cafe.
fashion, like 약간
So hip, yeah, but like in English when you say hip, it's almost like a retro term. It's kind of retro, right? Like kind of vintagey. So hip and happening.
Yeah. So hip is like very good.
It's like cool, trendy. Do you know this one? Untact.
알지.
Right? But untact is not an English term.
I think so. Untact.
Right?
Yeah.
Untact is kind of
not touching.
Yeah. So tact in this term is, I guess, tactical. Right? Has to do with
contact 할 때.
Like contact. Like
touching. On means not.
UN, not. Untact.
So like the agents I'm working with, like they say like untact class, right? Untact class. And 소개팅 is usually used between friends, right. But like
it's like blind dates set up between your friends.
Kind of like that, right? Between friends or who you know, acquaintances, you introduce with each other. Like yeah.
소개팅. Is it like 소개?
소개 means
like
introduction.
Like 팅, dating. 그러면 그것도 콩글리시네.
그러네.
That's also Konglish.
I never thought of that.
I never thought of that either.
진짜네.
소개팅.
잠깐만.
소개, like dating.
데이트?
그런 거 아니면 미팅, dating.
미팅이 그 미팅이다.
소개, dating. Introduction, dating.
나 몰랐어.
나도 몰랐어. How about this term? Aircon.
그 영어로 뭐지?
Air conditioner.
Air conditioner.
Yeah, right, like air conditioner or AC.
AC.
Yeah.
I use AC.
But if you just say aircon, like it makes sense now that you know what it is. Air conditioner, right? Aircon. Konglish 발음 되게 어려워 for me.
에어컨.
Because in my mind, I know it should be English, but it's not English pronunciation. You know?
Right.
But aircon is also one. One shot.
Like if I do this one shot, you know how it's gonna be like one shot 이렇게 많이 하잖아 그러면.
I thought you were gonna drink it all in
one
shot.
No, I have to go to the restroom, so sorry. Like no. So if you one shot, you need to drink all of it at once. Yeah.
But in Korean, it's more like drinking alcohol.
Yeah, so like we have this soju 잔, like soju glass is very small, like whiskey,
like about that tumbler size.
Yeah, like very small, and like there is a Korean culture like called 회식. 회식 is like a staff dinner. Hey,
go 회식.
If it's like one shot입니다, 이러면, and then they like 짠, what is like they actually
like,
cheers.
Yeah.
And then we drink
one shot
at once.
Yeah. Notebook.
Because
the thing is, if I say notebook, bring your notebook. People are gonna bring like notebook, pencil, paper, notebook.
Yeah, right.
But what is notebook in Konglish?
Laptop.
Yeah.
MacBook is a laptop, and a window is also a laptop. Like everything is a laptop.
If it's a laptop, you call it your notebook.
Notebook.
Because your computer is like your PC. 와이셔츠. This one was so confusing to me.
와이셔츠 뭘까요? What is it? What do you think?
Like,
Guess.
why shirt? Right?
Yeah. Do you guys know the meaning though? 와이셔츠.
와이셔츠.
Why? You know?
Yeah, like the shape Y.
Y-M-C-A.
So Y.
That's what I mean. Like making Y.
그 모양이잖아. Yes. Right? Y. Shirt.
Like.
Yeah. It's like the. So
Y
Y shirt.
So like, but this kind of shape.
Yeah. 근데 up until very recently, I always heard 와이셔츠. I always thought white shirt, like men's white button-up shirt. But then I realized, they're not saying white shirt.
Y.
Yeah, it's Y, like Y.
Like this Y. I mean, it's shaping. It's
not like the men's button-up. Men's button-up collar shirt.
Yeah, before they actually wear suits. Like they wear 와이셔츠.
That's a perfect Konglish.
In English.
Button-up.
Button-up shirt.
Button-up collared shirt. 되게 길어, right?
그냥 한국어가
just call it Y shirt.
그냥 콩글리시가 나.
Yeah, that's why, because Konglish is just
와이셔츠.
like quick, you know?
Yeah, I think so.
It makes sense. Y shirts, that was a good one for me.
와이셔츠. 재밌다.
And then maybe just two more?
Sure.
Right? We'll save the most famous one for last. How about happening?
That was just happening also means like, you say never mind, like, you know, never mind, that was just like happening. That means
like I just said it, but it doesn't mean anything.
Like happening이라는 게 like that doesn't really mean anything. Like,
just a passing thing.
Right. So like in English, like never mind, just forget about it. 근데 여기서는 한국어, like in Korean we say like happening이었어요. It was a happening. It wasn't nothing really important.
It was just like a thing, you know.
It's a thing, yes.
Right. Yeah, just a thing that happened. Okay, this is the one that I guarantee anybody who has connection to Korean language or culture has heard of this at least once. 파이팅 or 화이팅, right?
It's like, I think in English, like 화이팅 is go, 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 like go for it, you know?
Yeah, like 2, 4, 6, 8, who do we appreciate?
Yeah, like...
I was a fake cheerleader for a summer before. Did you know that?
진짜?
진짜. I'm not a cheerleader by any means. But I wanted to get this part-time job teaching cheer camp. For like 2-year-old, 4-year-olds. Maybe not two's young. 4, 5, 6-year-old, right? Kind of like eggy cheer camp. And the guy who hired me, I told him that I knew gymnastics, but not cheer. And he said, that's fine, they're so young, just pretend and study. So every week before I taught cheer classes, I learned cheers online.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, that's my one cheer. Woo! But I forgot how it ends.
Like for example, before we start the podcast, like we can say 화이팅!
Okay, 화이팅하자!
Or 이렇게 해도 되고, like once you actually like sport game, 이거 이렇게 해가지고 people actually put the hands together.
Yeah.
And then let's suppose we have like 4 people, like 아자, 화이팅!
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like this is like a thing that like, once you play game together or once you like as a team play.
Right.
Especially sports, I think like if it's like a 화이팅, like 아자, 화이팅!
화이팅, fighting.
Yeah, we say 화이팅.
But they all kind of work. I mean,
yeah, it's like a fighting. We sometimes write as a P and then like 화, like HW.
Because there's no F sound in Korean, that's why. So it is from the English word fight. Fighting. But it's not like fighting.
Right.
Fighting. But we use it transliteration, I guess is the word, in using the Korean letters.
It's a
화이팅, right? Because there's no F sound. But that's what it's coming from, that English word fight. And it's supposed to be like cheering on, or you can do it, or go hard. My final question before we wrap up this episode. Do you think Konglish is a good or a bad thing for the Korean language?
I wouldn't say it's good or bad. I just is a part of like a culture now. I think, like language is changing, and I think it's just a trend, and it's the kind of the flow, like we are going with the flow. And how nowadays, like it's a global community, it is just a trend. I don't want to say it's bad or good.
Yeah, because I had read an article where I don't remember who it was. Some professor was saying like Konglish is a very negative thing. We should only be using pure Korean, etc., etc.
Yeah, like yes, I am.
Which I understand.
Yeah, because like when I actually studied like being a certified Korean teacher, I understand why. Like there's like behind the scenes like from histories, backgrounds. I came up to the point where I just I forgot what I need to say. So this is a trend and we just go. She wants to be part of our podcast, that's why. But anyway, trend. That's one thing, trend. Yes. Sorry, like
it's inevitable. And now that we have more English-speaking people who are living in Korea, settling down in Korea, like that's just the flow and change of language. Things give and take. We adopt some things, we absorb some things.
Because of Konglish, it makes things easier to access the language.
Yeah, it does. It makes it a little bit more friendly and approachable. I think you can get at least some grasp of what's happening. But the reason why I think some people might be saying Konglish is the destruction of our language, or Konglish is a symptom of the breakdown of pure Korean culture and language. I would say just because Korea has had to fight so hard against so many invaders already in terms of geopolitically, in terms economically.
Like Peninsula, because of that, we had lots of wars like going on. Yeah, like we had to protect ourselves.
So I think there's a natural protective feeling towards Korean culture and history, and language is part of that.
That's the way. We have to blend it. We are so blended with other cultures too. So it's inevitable, as you said.
Yeah. So whether it's a good thing, whether it's a bad thing, we can't make that kind of moral call. But the fact is, it is happening. And it does make language colorful and fun.
It's happening, but it's not happening.
It's not like that kind of happening.
Yeah, like a Konglish.
It's happening, but not that happening.
Yeah, the trend is happening. So right.
그거는 happening 아니었어.
happening 아니고.
Yeah.
It's really
happening right now.
Like, so we are blended with like Konglish, pure Korean, Chinese as a one package in like a Korean language.
Yes.
So here is Korean language. There is a Konglish is a part of it.
It is a part.
It's kind of bigger than you might think if you actually start learning Korean language, but it's actually fun. I really enjoy that.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks so much for tuning in, you guys. And if you have any questions, if you'd like to get in touch, you can always do that by leaving a comment below or emailing us at thehalfieproject@gmail.com. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting.
And thank you for listening. We are The Halfie Project.
Bye.